every once in a while I'll pick like Kiriko or well, I feel like I just have to pick Kiriko. I don't really like playing her. So I don't know that coaching on her is really worth it because I'm not really she's not the most fun for me. Um
I see.
I do like Brig, but I feel like I'm horrible at her and she's really niche. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that um coaching on her is worth it either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think if you have Moira Anna, potentially Kiriko is good as well because it's gonna be one of the small mobile supports in your pool. But you can also think about something else what gives you kind of some sort of mobility, a little bit more of mobility. Kier is kind of suitable. Maybe you can add Lucio if you like, but yeah. Moira and
Yeah,
Anna, you can also work around those. Mm-hmm.
yeah. The only two support I don't really know how to play are Lucio and Bap. Lucio, I legitimately I like him, but I get motion sick because of his wonky movement.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah,
is kind of unfortunate. And I don't know, something about Bap is just not really fun to me.
that's all right. Yeah, that's all right. Making sure you enjoy the character first is the most important for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for what I work on your Moira, is there something specific you seem to have problems with when playing Moira?
I notice that sometimes like I want to heal a tank or something, but they're in a spot where I don't feel comfortable going to heal them because their range is so short, and then they'll just die. And then I
Right.
wonder if
Mm-hmm.
I should have just risked my life to heal them or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's just understanding the position where you want to be. Yeah. Depending on the situation. We can take a look. Okay. Is there anything
Yeah.
else?
Um, I think if I really wanted to get better at her too, I'd maybe look at more of her rollouts. I really don't know any of them, but I think that's probably just like a really small thing about her that's not a huge deal.
So,
Um,
okay. Is there anything else?
um, I don't. I think. I mean, I've seen a lot of those TikTok videos where they do like some crazy crap like in the back line. Although I don't know how viable that is anymore. Um, I'm not really comfortable doing that kind of stuff, but I think maybe that's okay. I guess I don't know what I don't know, and then maybe that's why I'm bringing
Right.
it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just mostly, it feels like position related. Yeah, can you be in the back line when it's appropriate? This sort of stuff. Yeah, that's possible. Why? Because you have mobility, so you can
Yeah.
get out of that situation when you taking off angles and flanking as Moira. Usually, it's just the matter of quality of your positions. How do you get there, and the timing of when you start applying pressure. So we
Mm,
can take a look, see, starting with your positioning probably, and yeah, we can maybe go
okay.
over the replay as well. What would
Okay.
be the best one to start with? Where you play
Oh
Moira?
God, they were like 3 days old, so I honestly don't remember. Maybe something just where it's like a bad, either a defeat or a close victory. Um,
Yeah,
I I pasted.
yeah, I
Let me
see.
see.
I see the games there. Okay, let me just.
So there's the Paraiso one that's 3-2, and a defeat in Kings Row that's 0-3.
Oh, okay. I got it. So Moira games are yeah, I got it. So it's a Legion Tower and Mauricio. Okay, yeah, we can do the longest one. So let's do Parisio. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's gonna be the first one here. Okay, right. Can you see my stream just fine?
Again, yes.
Okay, let's take a look. Because you use Moira, you have quite a lot of mobility, so you can take advantage of it. Let's see. Starting with your position, where do you think you can be? Where you want to be? So usually the fight starts around the bridge, under the bridge here, and later you're gonna be fighting for this choke down there. Okay.
Mhm.
So what do you think about your initial position? Maybe some general thought process. Yeah, how do you usually position as a Moira? What are you looking for?
Um, I like being in little tight spaces.
Sure.
And then here, it's like I can't really do anything here but heal. So, but yeah, I think it's okay to wait here because I don't really have the range to poke at them, or nor is it really that safe unless there's like a matrix up or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else?
I like that I'm with my diva because it looks like the Echo just has a mercy pocket, and I don't know how much healing she's gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's reasonable. Playing around your diva a little bit more there. Of course, depending on the situation, you can also do some other things. Try to pay attention to the rest of your team if you can support them directly with the healing. Sure, you can do
Hmm.
that. But it's just also really important, same as any support, is really important. How do you apply pressure on the map? What do you
Hmm.
do with your damage? But it's first through the positions where you're at, and second, how you use your abilities. So for example here, if we are at this position at this point of time,
Hmm.
because let's put it this way, with healing orb, it's usually for something when somebody from your team they receive critical pressure, there's a lot of damage which you cannot out heal, or you receive critical pressure on your own. Yeah, there's just maybe some sort of commitment, the enemy is actively pushing you, so you throw an orb and you can kind of stay alive. Okay, now the position where you are we safe at this position, or is there anybody who is actively pushing you at this point of time?
There's just a Sigma throwing rocks at me.
Right, right. Can you live through that though?
I think so.
Possibly. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
because how you use cover. You always want to look at it. How do we maintain the good position on the map? So you have cover, maybe you have some HP packs near you, you have good positions. See how can you use that first? If you save,
Mhm.
then you apply damage. You try to use your damage or on the enemy, so you push them back rather. So
Mhm.
it's always should be some sort of commitment from the enemy, usually when you use your healing orb. Okay, so it's not needed now, but let's say maybe they push you later, like here. This would be better decision to maybe start using it, but now you don't have it. So it's just, but see, it doesn't mean you exactly holding the orb. It's just importance of recognizing. Oh, what do we do in this current scenario? And maybe can I use the damage orb now, or should I be using healing orb? I think it's just this point of time might be slightly better if you throw damage orb. But it's still a reasonable position for you to be at. Well, you can maybe also use these positions here on the stairs sometimes, so you can support the diva, maybe try to damage these guys down there. But yeah, it should be going okay for you guys so far. You lost the diva, but it's fine. Okay, we got some damage on the front line, and then you guys can set up one more time. It's kind of, you can also use your HP as a trigger. Sort of whenever you're at a position, whenever you apply pressure on the enemy, once you trade more than a half of your HP, notice you're actively taking damage, might be good signal for you to use the orb. I think you're healing orb. Okay, if
Mhm.
it's not happening, then we usually trying to do damage orb. So, for example, now you see this is kind of the moment of when you have this downtime. Okay, so 4 3 seconds. Okay, so can you use your damage orb on somebody potentially? Like, or yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, there's someone coming over right there who could
Mm-hmm.
be damaged. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I think I
potentially
was.
possible, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. And you're probably also gonna get this orb back when the real fight happens. Okay, so we start this early pressure, kind of, and during the poke phase of the fight. But most importantly, even before doing all of that, you can think about getting better position, and that is that is where you can use your mobility right away if you like. So you don't have to hold on it. You can take space with your cooldown and start
Mhm.
throwing your damage orb towards an enemy. Okay, so right now, if you would use your mobility, where can you go to get a better position?
Kind of maybe back to the spot where I was at, or
Yeah,
the other building.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's just always gonna be set up first. Okay, and when you set up, you try to use your fate. Yeah, use fate
Yeah.
for rotation. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because we're gonna look into that a lot. It's just in general is important. You do that before the fight, and then maybe you can also even do it during the fight sometimes. Maybe you can get on the enemy backline, try to set up slightly better pressure. Because if you do, then some attention goes to you, which is really good. You kind of split the enemy's resources this way.
Yeah, mm, I think I remember I wanted to go upstairs. I wasn't.
Yeah. There
I
was
wasn't sure that
I
the
think
focus
we
would
got
get there.
stuck in the car there. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like it happens.
but then I think since the diva was out there, maybe I should have just committed to staying downstairs
So you
because
say
he dies here.
yeah, so you're saying where? You want
Like
to
at this point in time, I'm looking to go upstairs, but then our diva dies shortly after this.
right. That's why we need to get a position where you enable all of this. So like let's say we here, you can potentially enable the diva and also apply pressure on the enemy. Yeah, so it just seems like we're a little bit too far back, right? So it's just
Yeah.
always I want to set up at the best position possible where you see both your team and enemy, see who is the most active on the field. The diva
Hmm.
is more active, maybe the echo as well. So you can start paying attention to them first. And while you're this position, you can also do damage potentially. If you like, you can support this diva a little bit more. At least she will die a little bit later, so you might force some additional cooldowns this way. Mm, you also might force the cooldowns from the enemy too. It's just because the attention goes to you. Once you drop your HP, you're gonna be using your mobility and get out, and this way you support your team as well, kind of indirectly, because they're
Hmm.
looking at you slightly more. Okay, this makes sense that after that you go out. Okay. Now setting up early orb, that makes sense. Okay, so see right away, you have your fade. Okay, can you use your fade to set up at the better position? Where that could be initial fade, kind of. What do you think?
Um, maybe somewhere with the team, or just somewhere in any of the rooms, or even up top if they hide there or something.
So you're saying go here, like up on the window?
Yeah, because it looks like that's where the team is
Yeah,
going. Actually, I'm not
sure.
sure.
Yeah, sure. You can try to do that. Yeah. So it's just we're using whenever with this setup phase, we're using fade for rotation. That is one point, which you mentioned. Second, we can even use off angles, kind of similar concept to what I mentioned with Zana a lot of times. So you can take those off angles, but you will be taking short range oriented angles. So you're able to support the most active member here, yeah, a little bit shorter sidelines, and apply pressure on the enemy. This way you split the enemy attention, and you guys gonna be surviving a little bit more, yeah? Because let's imagine they're gonna dive you, like the enemy dives you well. You can be spawned. First of all, you can drop. Second, you can get your fate back and then escape. But it's always should be your kind of first priority. As soon as you get in a fight, how do I use fate for rotation? Obviously, do not get in a bad spot on the map, but at least doing it from here. Can I go here? Maybe can I also jump up there? This should be instant
Mhm.
shot, so some attention goes towards you and your team can survive a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Kind
Okay.
of preventing the dive and indirectly by setting up in a better spot. The team still lives through.
Interesting.
Okay. Now this is the middle of the fight. And sometimes even using Fae to go in can also work. You can even flank all around the map. You just want to make sure you're safe. You have some sort of cover near you. But it's always setup and then fight. Setup and then fight. Okay. There's early pressure. Okay. You have your ultimate here. And see this as well because we kind of a little bit too stacked with your core. We're not
Mm-hmm.
maybe taking off angles here. It's easier for the enemy to AMP, to bomb, or do anything kind of similar kind of pressure. So see, like
Right.
at this point of time, where do you think you can stay if your team is around this, holding around these gates? Where can you be?
Um, I could be upstairs. I could be in that room on the right, even.
Sure. Oh, it's
Or
quite good space, just short sideline as well.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's just one of this probably. Up the stairs can work too. It's just making sure we're not exposed to long range damage as much. Keep an eye
Mm-hmm.
on where the enemies are. But this is possible. This is possible as well. Use short range rooms. Split the enemy's attention while supporting your core. And if somebody goes on you, you can always fade somewhere. And even not necessarily towards your team. You might end up somewhere else. Let's see your ultimate as well. And your orbs. Okay, so once we set up, yeah, we need to apply pressure when this is reasonable. Yeah, when you save, when you have some sort of cover near you, you can start applying pressure. So at this point of time, are we safe enough? When we near this corner, is anybody pressuring us, kind of committing to pressure us?
Um. Well, it looks like there's some people on their way, but
Yeah, it's
not
just
exactly at this
really
point.
soon. Yeah, it's gonna be there really soon. But
Mm.
does it doesn't mean let's say because they're committing, is it possible for you to use your orb later in this case then? Kind of let them commit a little bit more. See that? So instead of using it right there, yeah, what if we wait slightly more, try to maintain this position longer, use your
Mm-hmm.
orb, gain enough value from it, and then you can escape, yeah? So you can drag
Mm-hmm.
in the enemy's attention consistently. And if
Mm-hmm.
it's not happening, the enemies are not pushing you, if you're totally safe, then use damage orb and apply pressure. By the way, you have your ultimate, so it might be even more reasonable where you just use damage orb combined with your ultimate for more burst. Just to burst their backline potentially, combined with the Winston, imagine. If I maintain this space, for example, damage orb, ultimate, and then all of this backline is probably gonna be gone right there.
Yeah.
Right? So you just wanna kind of prioritize, see what you can do is your pressure first. It seems like, yeah, like this damage orb is reasonable. Again, you're safe. There's nothing pressuring you, so let's do that now. This healing orb, okay, what do you think? Does it make sense? Should we wait? Yeah,
Um.
maybe
Yeah. It seems like everyone's. The
it's
Mercy
good.
might die without it.
Yeah, so it's good. Yeah, this is what you're looking for. If there's committed pressure, healing orb. No committed pressure, we're trying to use damage orb, I think. This is the damage which is hard to out heal as well, so healing orb makes sense. All this, I guess he tried to react to the Aqua Well. This happens. I guess he's so damn critical. I think that's why I used the healing there. Okay, you see, like even there, when the Mercy is around this corner, there's no active kind of committed pressure yet. Yeah, once you notice the diva is gonna be maybe flying towards her, maybe there's a hack. This is the time you wanna do it. This is the healing
Mm.
orb, which you wanna throw at her. In this case, obviously you can also heal that, but wait for the better opportunity or do damage orb. So you pressure the enemies back constantly. So your team taking is not gonna take that much damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we guys just have to reset. Okay. So see, it's again kind of similar thing, yeah? It is everyone is perfectly fine. So again, unless this time to poke the enemy, farm your ultimate. Again, damage orb, do the pressure. Nobody needs that support because there's no committed pressure yet. Like once it's
Mm.
happening, maybe slightly later, you can do the healing orb. Like maybe right there, but slightly later. This probably 2 times now. You should be using the damage orb because there's nothing. There's no committed pressure. Let's put it this way. Like when the
Mm.
enemies do this, and you see your teammates usually going towards more critical numbers, then we start using the healing orb. So all this time you could just be farming the ultimate, and then because you have the ultimate, you can see what you can do on the map, kind of enable your play, start being more aggressive.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the time before the fight. Even the you see this, yeah? Like, do you need the healing orb there to kill that Winston?
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of similar, right? Just start with damage orb first. Okay. Well, might be also maybe not needed to hold there because you won the fight, but it's just all seeing it like as a general habit. You want to lean towards thinking about damage orb a little bit more and also setting up before the fight. Okay, so right now you guys have this time, this downtime when the enemy is setting up, and you can set up by yourself as well. So where can you be? What do you think?
Um, it could be where the tank is, or just around the corner.
So on this right side on the stairs. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
also that entrance on the left. They could
Hmm.
maybe tickle people from.
Yeah, maybe this as well. This might work too. I think it's just you have some of the options to leverage this bridge. I think
Mm-hmm.
so. Yeah, it's just either of those probably, but definitely do not stack behind. You see how can you be slightly on the side so you force out some of the enemy's attention. Maybe also do your own pressure first by yourself. You have the support passive which you want to use. The enemy is applying pressure towards you first because you have cover. You can always regenerate your HP. You don't want to be in the back line because this is not distracting an enemy team that much. See, like
Okay. Yeah.
once they do this, once they dive you, well, MP of course it disables your abilities for a short period of time. But let's say they dive you here, yeah, all of them they go on you. Let's say you've been staying here, then you can instantly fade away, and you will be safe. And your
Mm-hmm.
core they can live through and apply pressure from different angle. Okay. So I think what we can do, if you like, well, first I can just go over some of the examples what I shared here so far, just setting up the examples of setting up and the damage orb, using that a little bit more. Yeah, so again, even here, when we're in this situation, when we save, there's no committed pressure. We want to rather
Mm-hmm.
think about when we're behind the corner, how can we damage orb? Yeah, for example. So we can
Mm-hmm.
just go with some examples, and if you like, we can do a live game, but it's up to you. If you want to review more, we can also do more war review. What do you want to do next? Yeah. Do you want to do a live game? You comfortable with that?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna share. So first, two things. Yeah. Setup, and then second, we had the damage orb. Yeah. Paying attention to that a little bit more. So for example, here. Let's see. This first. Yeah. I have some Moira saved. Okay. So it's right there. Okay. Might be good example this game here is how you can take angles and take space to set up. Um Interesting. This video has been removed by the uploader. Okay. Interesting. So we can't watch it for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just there was a video, and I use timestamps for Moira's gameplay usually, and the video got removed for some
Oh,
reason.
no.
Huh. Okay. Well, still, the main points are: let's use Faith for taking space first. We're trying to get in the best position possible. Try to stay there in the good spot on the map. Later, you get your fate back, so you can use it as an escape. But first, you leverage it as an aggressive tool, okay? And use your damage orb still a bit more. Just whenever there's no active committed pressure, you basically damage orb.